everybody, what is going on? This program is sponsored by Stark Industries. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. So in this video, we're going to dive into the Avengers Campus. And I'm going to give you a few reasons actually, why I believe Avengers Campus works really well at Disney California Adventure. So let's just cut to the chase. Let's dive right in. The number one reason that I believe that Avengers Campus works really, really well at DCA is technology. It's a technology-driven land. It's a creative sandbox, so to speak, for Walt Disney Imagineering. And what do I mean by creative sandbox? Well, I think this is an opportunity for Imagineering to really play with new technologies and kind of have them showcased in the campus. And I was watching, and I suggest you all subscribe to him if you're not already, Mr. Cheesy Pop, okay? Maxwell Glake. He does fantastic content. And I was watching him the other day, and this is from his channel, okay? And I'll link it up above so you can watch the whole video because he does some great work here. But this is one of the, I guess you can call it like a dedication plaque for Avengers Campus. And it says here, it's to be a home where Earth's mightiest heroes can assemble from across time and space to freely share their technology, skills, and knowledge with all. Now, this is really cool because California Adventure now has a whole land like Disneyland does with Tomorrowland that they can showcase new tech. So Imagineering can come up with these really cool robots or photon blasters or whatever. The potential is unlimited and it can be showcased here at the campus. I think that's really, really cool. There's a ton of potential here. It adds something to DCA that DCA never had before, which is a technology-driven land, right? Like a Tomorrowland, so to speak. Phenomenal. I absolutely love this. This is a huge I guess you could say boon, win, whatever you want to call it for DCA. I love this technology-focused aspect of Avengers Campus. It really adds a lot to DCA. Now, another thing that I'm really, that I really think works for Avengers Campus is the fluidity of the timeline. There were a lot of complaints with Batuu, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, that it was too kind of contained in this one part of the timeline. I think it was between two movies. I think The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think it was between episode 8 and episode 9. And it really kind of stifled creativity because you had to work within those parameters. Well, Disney seemed to have learned their lesson with Avengers Campus where they're not really being super strict in regards to timelines. So, various things can take place. Like there's Tony Stark is in Avengers Campus. I believe he's talking even to Spider-Man during that Stuntronic show. Well, if you watch the MCU, you know that Tony Stark is dead, right? So there's no set timeline here, which is great. And it works towards Avengers Campus's benefit because they can add whatever they want. They want to add Loki, add him. They want to add something from the very, very long ago, add it. They want to add something, that they, in a few years that's popular, add it. There's no restrictions, where Star Wars Galaxy's Edge was very restricted. Because of the timeline, it can't add Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader, in their, Luke in his younger form, things like that. They can't add Darth Vader. It's hard to add stuff from The Mandalorian. Avengers Campus doesn't have that problem. Okay, they can add anything they want, and they've learned from their mistakes, I think, with Galaxy's Edge. Fantastic. And the last and final reason I think that Avengers Campus works really, really well for DCA is that the franchise, the MCU specifically, has enormous potential. Bugs Life was a dead-end franchise. It's not that relevant. It's not that popular. There really wasn't much they could do with that franchise, that land, in terms of expansion. The MCU is a completely different ballgame. It's a completely different animal. You can literally build an entire park based off the MCU. So they can expand the potential for expansions, new attractions, new shows, new meet and greets, all that cool stuff is endless here, is absolutely endless. And I do think they will expand. I do think. Now, I'm not going to go as far as to say that, you know, Avengers Campus will completely take over Hollywoodland, but I do think it will start to encroach on it. I think that the Hyperion Theater is definitely in play. I think that the animation building, because how it butts up against Pim's Kitchen, and how big it is, I think that's definitely in play. I do think there will be elements of Hollywoodland in the years to come that will be incorporated into Avengers Campus. Not the entire Hollywoodland area necessarily, but elements of it. Avengers Campus will expand and encroach into Hollywoodland. That's just my prediction. Again, I don't have any sources. I have no insider information. I'm just giving you my opinion. This whole thing is opinion driven. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with me about these three aspects of Avengers Campus that I believe make the land work? It's a technology driven land, which is something new to DCA. The franchise has endless potential, you know, which is ripe for expansion, and the fluidity of the timeline, which allows them to be more creative and kind of do things like if a new show comes out that takes place far in the future or far in the past, they can add that into Avengers Campus, you know, learning from those Galaxy's Edge mistakes. What are your thoughts on all my elements? What are your reasons why you think Avengers Campus works or doesn't work? Leave it in the comments below. Thank y'all so much for watching. And as always, have a marvelous, marvelous day. Bye-bye, y'all.